So now at this point, it's been a lot of information. I'm just so glad that we're able to do this. It is kind of weird to do it this way, but we're doing it, and that's to me is what's important. The staff is back. I can't thank the New York Mets enough. They kept everybody working throughout the entire coronavirus, and not a lot of teams can say that. The Mets have been great. We've weathered the storm. The stadium is ready. May 4th is opening day. We've got a team. The sun's going to come back up, and we're really going to be part of the healing process of getting our community back together. I know I certainly, for one, am ready to get back together with people and see people. We got to do it safe. We got to make smart decisions. And if we keep doing that, we'll keep loosening the chains, or the state will loosen the chains, and the country will loosen the chains, and we'll beat this thing. And we're going to do it together, and we're going to do it on the 25th anniversary of historic NBT Bank Stadium. So, Michael, I'm going to stop jibber jabber, and I'm going to answer anybody's question that has one.
All right, great. So to start with, and some of these questions.
I just interject because I just see James Ferentz showing all of his Yankee stuff as he's moving his things around there. Oh, come on, James Ferentz. Just saying, James Ferentz. Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry.
And Jason, do you want to stop sharing your screen just so your face actually?
Oh yes, you all definitely want to see my face and the beard. I don't know if there's any beard questions, but this is my coronavirus beard, and I will be shaving it for St. Baldrick's. I already have a $250 donation. We'll put some stuff on social media. My wife hates it. I am me and Tommy Steves from the Polish Home are the only people that like my beard. But it's going down before opening day. Look for the link, donate money. It's going to go to help childhood cancer research for St. Baldrick's.
I know there were some curious people about that one. So I'm glad you just
Joanne Spalding says it needs to go. You're correct, Joanne. I love it.
All right. So we had a lot of questions come in throughout the presentation. Some of the questions came in before you actually hit on their answers. So we'll just go through. First, we'll start. Jason, you talked about, what's required to enter the stadium, but just, in as concise as you can be for people, just the bare bones of it. What do people need to know, most importantly, about what is required to enter the stadium, and how will that work?
All right, so it's going to be a process, right? You're going to come into the parking lot, and what we're going to try to do, we're still working on the logistics of this, but it's going to be a process. And the fans are going to come up, and we're going to find out if you have to show, again, these aren't our rules. We are abiding by the rules of the land. And so you have to have either a vaccination card, proof of your vaccination, your full vaccination, which is 14 days after your last shot. In the case of a Johnson & Johnson shot, it's one shot. If it's in the case of a Pfizer or Moderna, it's 14 days after that. If you have received your second shot, for example, as I'm looking at my calendar, and you get your second shot on April 30th, you're not going to be in that 14-day window. If you don't have your full vaccination card, of which I do, but I'm still not 14 days yet because I just got my other one a couple of days ago, a week ago. Then you have to get a negative COVID-19 test, and that comes in two forms. One being the PCR test, which lasts 72 hours before the event. So if you have got your test results on Tuesday, May 4th, that test is going to cover you for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then you would need some sort of other negative test if your vaccination time limit hasn't been accomplished. The other test that you can get is a COVID-19 rapid antigen test, and that's 6 hours before the event. So what we're doing right now is we're trying to get all that information of where people can get tested, how people can get tested, and get that information out. So it's vaccine card with full vaccination or a negative COVID test. Kids 3 and up need to have the negative test or the vaccination, which we know they're not getting vaccinated at 3 years old, so they would be required to have the test. If you're under 3, you don't need a test. you don't need a vaccination, you don't need a mask. Once you clear that, we'll then go get a ticket, go through security, go into the stadium. Inside the stadium, I guess it's kind of like an airplane. You have to have your mask on. You're free to walk about the cabin. You're free to go get your food and drink, sit at your seat, and while you're actively eating and drinking, you can be without your mask, and then anywhere you go, mask on. So I think that's concise, and and we're going to train the staff and work with the staff and work with the fans, and hopefully it doesn't become a thing. We'll find out.
And all of our COVID protocols will be on our website. So if fans need those, we'll have we have a Q&A already up there. FAQ, all of that. So
we still need to make sure, we have to still present that we're sending it to the state on Friday. So the state still needs to look at that plan that you guys just looked at. They may ask us to provide more. They may say that we're all right. So the plans that you just saw is the proposed plan, historic NBT Bank Stadium. Again, we do have some other stuff here. We've got much thicker. Here's a 72-page plan that encompasses the players and the staff and people and all that stuff, and some fans in there. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes to make this pretty face come to you for baseball.
Jason, as far as the proof of vaccination goes, people are asking, do I need the actual card, or can they take a picture of the card or use the Excelsior Pass that the state had created?
My understanding is that the actual card or picture or the Excelsior Pass will be acceptable. I know that they're working on other apps for this stuff, and whatever the state tells us that we can accept is what we're going to accept.
In terms of tailgating, I know it's drawn back a little bit this year, and a couple of people have asked, what are the rules regarding tailgating? If my son and I want to hang out at the trunk of my car, is that prohibited?
We know that fans are going to live on the gray areas, the fringes of the coronavirus protocol. As much as I love small ball baseball, I love tailgating. But unfortunately, they tell us no tailgating. I don't know. No tailgating.
We'll leave it at that. Next question. With the safety precautions that you need to follow, in addition to wanting fans to have fun at the ballpark, how is the team and organization going to be able to try and plan both? And how is the planning aspect of it different this season than it has been in past seasons?
Well, we can't be on the field. So, so there's, I don't know how we were trying our hardest to figure out how you do a dizzy bat race when stay 6 feet apart, and you just can't do it. So, you know what, we just get creative, and we've got some great staff that are coming to be our on-field personalities. We have multiple on-field personalities right now. We've got that great video board. We've got great music. We have ways to entertain. I mean, we got a great baseball game going on, but we will entertain. We will keep it fun. We will keep it fresh, and we will not back down and ease off and take the easy way out. We're going to be as creative as we can, as engaging as we can, and we're going to bring it every single night that we can to make sure that it is the most amazing show on dirt with your Syracuse Mets.
And sort of jumping, related to that, how are the COVID restrictions going to impact some of the promotions, how they're presented? People asking about Little League parades, the pregame Little League parades, dog parades, post-game bases. Obviously, now that nobody's going to be able to be on the field, that's going to be different.
Little League parade's gone. Dog parade's gone. What are you going to do? We got to figure it out. So we're trying to think of things that we can use technology. So for that Little League week, I mean, who doesn't love that? That Little League parade, when we've got 3,000 or 4,000 kids and their parents walking around that field, and the start of the parade is we're foul pole to foul pole, and the challengers haven't even made it in to close out the parade, and it's just a majestic sight. And those are the olden times, folks. That is so 2019, and we got to get back there. We got to get back to the Minster Pet Parade. We got to get back to these things. We got to get back to Boy Scout sleepovers on the field. And I can't wait for us to get back to those things. So until those times come, we got to adapt. We got to overcome. We're going to do Little League Week. We're going to make sure those kids get the 3,000 jerseys. We're going to recognize those kids, Danny Cavallo and the Little Leagues. on those nights, and we're going to do the best we can with the technology that's at our hand, and safely. And if they loosen the reins and let us do something, we're going to do it.
Just for clarity, will I need to purchase a hot dog or any food item with every beer due to the COVID alcohol policy?
Excellent question. And as much as I wish I could make you buy a hot dog with every beer, I can't. But we have to follow the same rules as bars and taverns. And James' parents will nod if I'm getting this correct, or he will not nod if I'm getting it correct, that you're on my screen. And as far as we've been told, as recently as this week, is yes, you do have to purchase a substantial meal with an alcohol purchase. If you come in the first inning, you get a hot dog and a beer, you've had your hot dog. You've met your quota. You are going to get a stamp on your hand, say that you purchased something, you're good to go. So as much as I would like to, you only need to buy one hot dog. And on Thursdays, it's going to be $1. And I'm a horrible business person. Don't tell the New York Mets.
In terms of the cardboard cutouts, if somebody purchases one, will they know in advance where it will be located in the stadium, or do they need to walk around to look for it?
I think they're walking around to look for it. Katie Berger will shake her head yes or no. You might even be able to join in and answer this question, Katie Berger. Are we going to know where the cardboard cutouts are? The only thing I know about cardboard cutouts is that you got to get them in by April 23rd to make sure we get them up by opening day. We will continue to sell them throughout the season, but to have them up by opening day, you got to get your photo and everything in by April 23rd. We'll continue to sell it. All the money is going to go back to the CNY Community Foundation. Katie Berger, will the fans be able to know where their seat is, or will they not?
They will not. They're going to be randomly placed in the best locations.
And then our ushers are not just going to let you wander around and bother people in their seating area. So that's something to put on the list of things to consider. But remember, you can watch those games if you're not at historic MBT Bank Stadium. MILB.TV will have all the games, and you might see your cardboard cutout there. You'll also see your cardboard cutout as we feature it on our social media platforms.
All right, Jason, a lot of more specific ticket questions. And again, just as a reminder, if people have more questions that aren't answered during this, they can always, call our ticket office or send emails. The contact info is on our website. Someone says, I bought a number of super PACs for last year. When will I be able to trade those in this year?
You should have been contacted by Will Camiso. We are refunding the super PACs.
Okay.
So if you have not been contacted by a member of our ticket department, please reach out to Will Camiso, W Camiso, 2 M's, 2 S's, at SyracuseMets.com. We only sold 17 super PACs, and 11 of them were to Wayne Zambito.
Are you offering flex plan tickets this year? So not just the ones from last year, but are we doing new ones this year?
We are not, with limited seating. There's enough flex plans out there that we don't have the ability to sell those this year.
Must all tickets be purchased in advance, or can you get your tickets at the walk-up window?
You can get your tickets at the walk-up window. I highly suggest and advise you to get your tickets in advance. Still have to go through those same protocols. We do lead the league in walk-up ticket sales, and I am encouraging people to get their tickets in advance.
If someone has flex plans from last year, what day is the first day that they'll be able to trade those in?
Katie Berger, you can nod. I believe it's actually April 19th, one day before the regular general public. Yes or no? Katie
I was not a part of that decision. Will Camiso is on this call, though.
Will Camiso, can you chime in on the flex plan question? I thought I was ready for it. I did my preparation, and you stumped me. My guess, Will Camiso, is that flex plans from 2020 can do it on April 19th, Monday, April 19th.
If he doesn't answer.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
So Tuesday is the public on sale, but tomorrow we're going to be notifying all the flex plan purchasers that Monday we are going to have a special pre-sale as a benefit for them letting us roll over their credit into this year. So we're going to be offering a special pre-sale for Flex Plan people on Monday, starting at 10 a.m., and they're going to be getting notice of that tomorrow.
They just got notice of it today. Benefit of going to the open house. Thank you for the question. Thank you, Will Camiso. I will give myself credit for getting the correct answer.
Will we be open this weekend to pick up tickets? I assume that might be a season ticket holder that asked that. And the answer is
No, we'll be in the seats, putting snow fence on the seats.
And our regular office hours for the Onondaga Coach ticket office are Monday through Friday, 10 to 5.
Correct, and they're posted online.
Okay. With the fences brought in, especially in left field, what are the new dimensions?
I know one of the signs out there says 362. So it's the same thing down the line. Brought them in on left field. So I don't have the exact dimensions, but I know it used to jump right out to 385, but now it's like 362, about halfway down that from the foul pole to center field. So it's come in considerably. And then over in right field, the fence was elevated from 6 feet to 8 feet, and we kept the same dimensions.
Right. Yeah. It was brought in about 15 to 20 feet in left field, and that was to make room for the bullpens and that great 315 bullpen bar that people are going to love out there.
Yep.
Somebody else asks, is the Hank Sauer Room now the Metropolitan Club?
Yes, it is. So you can get there from the Hank Sauer gate going into the Syracuse Hall of Fame, and we'll have a nice big Hank Sauer uniform right there for you to look at.
Any new food items or alcoholic beverages to start the season?
No, like I said, we're coming in pretty regular. We want to make sure that we can handle it. Want to make sure that we're getting it done. There will be some new stuff. I mean, Saranac has new stuff, and Coors has new stuff, and Coca-Cola has some new stuff. So there will be something on the beverage side. Probably not much. There's a little bit new on the food side, a different kind of cookie. So we got a little bit more local flavors coming in. We just met with the Hoffman people today. So we're going to have a bunch of new Hoffman stuff. So that's going to be kind of a work in progress. We want to make sure that we're open. We want to make sure everything's safe. We want to make sure that the system that we've planned works first, and then we're going to unleash the food and beverage people.
Do we know yet where the cardboard cutouts will be placed in the stadium?
We do not. They
Okay.
will be occupying the killed, eliminated pod seating, the non-pods. We're not letting them fill up any of those seats that are meant for regular people. I like that when I watch the game and you see all those cardboard cutouts, and then all of a sudden you see like one person move behind the plate. It's like a scout or somebody at one of those spring training games. So we'll be like that. We'll have cardboard cutouts and human beings all in the same location.
Are there recyclable / returnable bins placed throughout the stadium so things don't always go in the trash?
Just like the years previous, there will be recyclable bins in the stadium. We believe in recycling.
There were a couple questions about parking lot lighting, and I know you hit on that with the 42 new lights coming out.
Well, let's not get crazy. We did a lot of stuff here, and we have 42 more lights. None of them actually go into the direct parking lot. So the parking lot lighting is the same as the lighting district has always been. And we have much more excellent lighting on the skirt, the esplanade, is that what it's called, of the stadium.
Is there a fee for buying tickets online?
Yes, there is a $1.50 fee from tickets.com.
Someone says fans were allowed to bring a water bottle of their own in the past. Is that prohibited for now?
I do not know the answer to that right off the top of my head. So let's circle back, see if you can find out who that person's question was. We will get that information to that person. Or to everybody in general will get that out. I just don't know. I got to double check on that one. I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to missay anything.
Okay, and sunscreen was included on that question also.
Again, I think if you're going to be able to have that clear tote, you're going to have a little bit of sunscreen. You're going to have a little bit of. You can have a bottle of water. I think that I would suspect that's okay, but we do want to circle back and double check that.
Someone has tickets for opening day that wasn't used. Is that an April 20th being able to turn the tickets in, or is that an April 19th?
That's in April 19th.
Okay. Just scrolling through here to see if there's any others. I have the voucher meal and package plan, so the Flex Plan Plus. I believe I can just use those when I go to get tickets, plus the ticket voucher. I assume that means the meal voucher, I think.
The ticket voucher, you'll have to exchange for a ticket. You'll still be able to use your parking and your food voucher.
Are we selling any the clear plastic tote? Do we have any of those?
We are selling clear plastic totes. We are not
That's
selling clear
not
plastic
true.
totes because those were season ticket holder gifts.
Those
But
are
now
season
Katie Berger
ticket
may have to
holders
buy
a couple
some.
of years ago. I have to find a minor league baseball license vendor who provides licensed or clear plastic totes. So when I find that, I can begin to order and sell them.
You would think we would do that. We're not that smart. Sometimes we're really good at stuff, sometimes we're not. We'll blame that one on Katie Berger. Stewart,
She does a lot.
she's wonderful. I like to give her a hard time. I couldn't live without her. And her name is Katie Stewart now.
Just a couple more in the last few minutes we have going on the tote. Can we bring an empty cloth shopping bag into the stadium instead of a clear bag, or
No.
are those prohibited? It has to be clear.
It has to be clear.
Okay. When does that sweet Salt City Mets hat go on sale? Katie?
We're just tempting you with that. Later. Later. It is sweet though, isn't it?
Will you be serving salt potato dogs at the start of the season?
We will not be serving salt potato dogs at the start of the season.
Okay.
And John Lehman wondered why we serve salt potato dogs, and I had to go into a long thing and tell him that we're the salt potatoes. He's from Syracuse. He knows about salt potatoes. I was like, we serve salt potato dogs here. I'm just telling you, we serve salt potato dogs. So they will come. They will not start at the beginning of the season.
Someone said, is the website going to be updated to allow for ticket purchases? Yes.
Yeah.
But on the day that,
Yes.
you can go. With the Mets buying the Syracuse club, is the local administration left with any decision-making power? If so, what kinds of decisions?
Oh, it's very similar to the community baseball club of Central New York. Before, we had to go talk to the board of directors. Now we talk to the New York Mets. If we have a dumb idea, like shooting people out of cannons, that's probably a no. And it's not much different than the old board of directors. So yeah, same thing. We've got senior management, but the Mets get it. They own minor league teams. They do a lot of fun stuff with the Mets. It's a great process. It's been a learning process. They love working with us. They love to find ways to get to the answer yes. And if we just can't do it, we just can't do it. So the Mets have been fantastic. When it was the Wilpons, it was fantastic. Now that it's Steve Cohen and Sandy Alderson and Jeff White, we still work with Paul Tagliari, and he's amazing. And they're here to want us to succeed. And they really want and believe in Central New York. And the Mets are a New York team with Brooklyn, with Binghamton, with Syracuse, and the New York Mets. And I will tell you, Mets fans, you guys are out here. I have been blown away by Mets fans. They are amazing. They love their team. We had the largest increase of any stadium in 2019 when we were our first year with the Mets on the field, other than had a brand new stadium. We lead the league in attendance on the road. Many times, Michael, you would tell us that you were in Rochester or Charlotte. You saw more orange and blue jerseys there than you saw in other places. So make no mistake, Yankee land. The Mets are coming. We're here. We're staking our flag in the middle of historic NBT Bank Stadium, and we're going to make this place a Mets town.
Got a couple more good questions that just came in. So again, a few more, and then we can wrap this thing up. In terms of handicap seating, what has been done in regards to social distancing for the handicap seats along the rail?
Same deal. It's social distancing. Well, pods, they're already social distance with the companion seats, but we will make sure that we go through and address that with the companion seats. And then we have better access to get down to the lower levels. So everything accessibility wise has been improved with a new elevator in the Metropolitan Club. So now you have an easier way of getting down to that cross aisle. That cross aisle is between the 100 and 200 level. Before you had to leave the stadium and go all the way down to the gate and come up that little tiny ramp. It's much easier right now.
Will brown bags be available in the team shop like plastic bags were?
Yes, we will have paper bags for purchases in the team store, but you will have to make a purchase in the team store to get a bag.
Will additional ID be needed to confirm the vaccine card or the negative test?
I believe so. We're confirming that. I mean, I think you have to have a card and you got to show that you're the person on the card. We're not contact tracing. We're not taking that information. It's just a verification, but I suspect that that is the actual answer, and we are getting verification on that.
From Tucson Dave, will you be?
I saw Tucson Dave.
Good.
And I'm going to say the answer to the question before it is. Yes, we like people in Auburn. Yes, we like people in Rome. And no, they're not going to get an extra discount because they're in Auburn. What's the question?
Will you be honoring the military on Armed Forces Day?
You know I love you, Tucson Dave. Yes, we will be honoring the military. What was the exact question? Because we do the different things with the military.
Honoring the military on Armed Forces Day. Just honoring them.
I got to look at the schedule, see what day it falls on. I know we always do a big Armed Forces Day. We have such a great relationship with Fort Drum and General. General Menace is my favorite name of a general. He's the commanding general of Fort Drum. So last year we had a big thing planned, and they were all deployed to Afghanistan. So we'll reach back out to Fort Drum. We work locally with the 174th Attack Wing. We work with the Ski Cadets and all the local recruiting things. So as always, military does get free admission at historic NBT Bank Stadium. We're going to continue on that tradition, and we're going to honor our military like we do. And actually this year, Visit Syracuse has partnered with us to recognize POWs. So every game we will take Don Waffle's seat, not Don Waffle's seat. We're going to work with Don Waffle, and we will recognize the POW, MIA, and all of our veterans at every game of the season.
And I know on our radio/MILB.TV broadcast, we're also going to do our best to make sure the national anthem is heard on our broadcast as much as possible, because I know we had a couple people reach out about that. So that's another addition for this year. Couple more that just rolled in. Will there be designated parking for season ticket holders?
No. Well, season ticket holder lot, we have
Really
a
aren't.
suite season ticket holder lot, but not like your individual space. But yes, we will still have the season ticket holder, suite holder, VIP lot.
Are there plans to pave the parking lot at any point?
At any point is a nice vague term, so I would say yes. At some point in the future, the parking lot will be paved. It did not quite make it in the $25 million restoration of historic NBT Bank Stadium. So the parking lot is a little less historic than the stadium.
Are there any plans for fire, rescue, EMS, and law enforcement honors?
Always.
Right. And this was an interesting one. Can you tell me what electrostatic cleaning is?
Yes, I can. So electrostatic cleaning, and there's multiple devices out there. It charges the particles, and you put this stuff in there, and it charges it so that when you spray it, you've seen it on those commercials, they're going down the middle of the plane spraying stuff, you see them spraying stuff. It's electromagnetically charged, so it surrounds the surfaces. So it doesn't just go on the top, it goes around the back, it goes underneath, and it puts the disinfecting solution on there and sanitizes.
All right. And the last one that just came in, I think it'll be a quick one. Are small clutch purses allowed? What's the size limit?
This big. I'm kidding, a small clutch purse. I do not know what the size limit is. We will have to focus on that. I think the size is small. And
Okay.
again, we'll live in the gray area.
Right. And for those that were asking about, will the PowerPoints be available, or will this this has been recorded, and we'll be sure to at some point soon make it available for people to watch back, because there was a lot of information, correct?
Yes, we will be presenting this out there. Again, those PowerPoints aren't official. Well, the one is, but we want to make sure we get state and local authority final write-offs on those PowerPoints. But yes, we will be presenting this session on our social media and website platforms.
That is all of the questions. I don't think we missed any, and I think there were a lot of really a lot of versatile questions in there. So we're all set on this end.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you. We had at one point, I don't know, I saw 176 people in this, and we didn't know who was going to come. And again, we appreciate those of you who did join us. It's going to be a different season. Every single person on this call has been affected in some way, shape, or form by the coronavirus. Our world, as we know it, was turned upside down. Every single person on this call has made it through. We've made it to this point. We've made it to opening day. We're buying tickets. We're getting back to the ballpark. Work with us, share the love, work with your friends, spread the word, how to get into the stadium, what to do when you're at the stadium. Let's work together and beat this thing down and get to the point where there's no pod seating, and get to the point where there's no masks, and get to the point where we're not looking at people's cards, and we're able to get back together again and cheer on the most amazing show on dirt with your Syracuse Mets. I thank you all for coming. I can't wait to see you. It's going to be awesome. Thank you. I almost made it. Sorry, Katie Berger. I had to tear up a little bit. Thanks, everybody.